Okay, so it's April 8th. This is our second episode. This is our second episode of How is the Market, Pensacola, where we go over nothing but data. No fluff, everything by the numbers. Let's get to it.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth? Okay, so I'm going to start off the episode every week by refreshing this particular slide. As you know, a neutral market, 6 to 7 months worth of inventory. Seller's market, anything less than 6 months. Buyer's market, anything greater than 6 months. So when someone says the entire market is either a seller's market or a buyer's market, they're lying, because we've got both right now. And there's a lot of neutral market happening right now. So let's jump first. How about we do Santa Rosa County first? Santa Rosa County, one thing I did realize last week when I was talking is that this is going to be a podcast, and I'm forgetting that. So I know that some of you listening to me as audio don't know or can't see the slides that I'm showing. So I will run through the numbers for everyone so that the folks listening just by audio can actually hear it as well. Santa Rosa County, anything between 0 and $250,000 is a hyper seller's market. 200 to 250 is 2.8 months worth of inventory. You can see that right there. All right. Anything between 250 and 450, still a seller's market in Santa Rosa County. Still a seller's market. Okay. Because you've got somewhere between 3.8 and 5 months worth of inventory. That's still considered, if you remember that last slide, 6 months is considered neutral. Between 450 and 600 is considered a neutral market in Santa Rosa County. And anything over 600 is considered a hyper buyer's market. Okay, 600 to 650 is 16.8 months. 650 to 700 is 22 months worth of inventory. That's almost 2 years worth of inventory. So there we go. This is actually very normal. This is a normalized market. The lower end is really hot. I know that. I just took a listing last week. We put it at 105,000. Now this was in Escambia County. We put it at 105,000. 48 hours. 48 hours. I had 5 offers. We gave everybody another 48 hours to do their multiple offer, highest and best, and we wound up with 8 offers. Seller took one, had a fantastic outcome. Asked me later about what that outcome is. All right, so there is Santa Rosa County. Let's get to Escambia County. Escambia County, 0 to 200 hyper sellers market. If you remember in Santa Rosa County, 0 to 250 is a hyper sellers market. 0 to 200 in Escambia County is a hyper sellers market. 200 to 350, still a seller's market. Okay, those numbers are still a seller's market. 350 to 500, or excuse me, 350 to 450, neutral market. 6 to 7 months worth of inventory. There's a lot of properties there. Between 350 and 450, there's a ton of properties there. But if you remember last week, our inaugural one, the 450 to 500,000 was 12 point something months worth of inventory. That's actually come down to 11.2. Now I wonder if some of those are because we went up in price point. Up in price point. Because if you look 550, that was 4 point something months, and now it's 5.7. So if you look 400 to 500 as we talk today, April 8, 2019, is 11.2 months worth of inventory. That is a hyper seller's market. 500 to 550, 5.7, almost a neutral market, skewing just slightly towards the seller's side. Okay, so that 450 to 500 hyper buyers, 5 to 550 skews slightly to the seller, but then 550 to 600, we're back to hyper buyer's market. So that's an interesting little flux right there. But as you get above that 600, just like in Santa Rosa County, well, that's kind of interesting because 6 to 650 is a hyper buyer's market. 650 to 700 is creeping up on a neutral market. There's only eight months worth of inventory. It's probably because there's not a lot of properties at that price point. But 700 plus, we're back to 20 months worth of inventory. So, okay, so there you go. I always want to give this to you every week, and that way you can base decisions based on numbers, not what the guy at Starbucks told you, okay? This is all based on raw data. So we know if you're under 200,000 in Escambia County, you need to price it aggressively. If you're over 450, you need to price it properly and up your marketing to ensure satisfaction. It also gives you an idea of how long it could possibly take you to sell. My team is usually much better than this, but this is the raw data. So there you go. I'm always about just telling you the truth. We'll see you next week.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there, and
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth?